Well, Trevor went home, but I don't really care what happened. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc, coming to you with your no frills commentary from a singer, and we are finally there to the finale of The Voice. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you. Okay, so they started out singing Hallelujah in a tribute to the Newtown, Connecticut victims, and it was very touching, very beautiful. Even Carson and Christina Milian were in on the effects. It was just very nice. They didn't even do their regular like intro. This was the intro, so it came right into the show with this. And like I said, it was just absolutely beautiful and just well placed. And then they just moved on with the show. We started out with TeamCeelo and Nicholas David for his performance doing Great Balls of Fire and Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis and Jimi Hendrix. This was a medley and it was a big change for Nick, but I liked it. He started at the piano and he was killing that piano and doing his thing with his foot going, you know. Oh Lord! And then he took to the stage for the Jimi Hendrix portion for Fire, and the stage was seriously on fire with flames all over the place, you know, and everything. And he was wailing away, and I loved his little spoken bits where he'd be working with his and doing the thing, you know, baby. I wrote he's a class act. And was he doing the funky chicken at one point? I don't know. And then he started doing some karate at the end. Some karate kicks or something. Okay. Ceelo and Blake both stood for him. Adam said it was entertaining and fun. Blake said he should be expecting a call from the Rockettes. So then they decided they were going to do this thing where each contestant was going to do their breakout song, and they chose what their breakout song was from the season. And we started out with TeamBlake and Cassadee doing Over You by Blake, Shelton, Miranda, Lambert. And I think some of the spark of the first time she did this was missing, but the vocal was still pretty great and the emotion was there. Christina said she looked drop dead gorgeous, which she did with all these little mirrory things over her dress. Adam said her voice was finely tuned and she was very shiny. So Terry's family visited Blake at his home in LA, and Blake surprised Terry with a visit from his father who he hadn't seen in 4 years. That was very, very nice of him. Then Blake Shelton and Terry McDermott sang Dude Looks Like a Lady by Aerosmith, and it was a fun hand clapping song for them. I was worried that Blake wasn't going to get on top of them notes because they're so high, but he nailed them like a pro, but just barely, right? He even mentioned later, he was like, are my ears bleeding because that was hard. And was that really Adam Levine on guitar? I was trying to think of who it was. I was like, who the heck is that? Was it Adam Levine in the long wig and no shirt? I was like, what the heck is going on? Alright, TeamCeelo was up next with Nicholas David doing his breakout song. He did Lean On Me by Bill Withers. And I like the stand-up piano this time, and the choir chilling on the blocks on the stage. And one brother was standing in the back stealing focus. You know, he was just in it. He was doing his thing, and I kept looking at him instead of Nicholas. But Nick also did his thing again. And an hour to go, and he's finished with his solo performances, which was like, oh my God, that's pretty early in the night for him to be done. I didn't think that's such a good thing. Like, it's kind of forgettable for some voters. Adam said he looks like a principal from a high school or something, and his version of the song is killer, he said. Next we had TeamBlake's Terry McDermott doing Broken Wings by Mr. And this started out a little rocky with the sound, very tentative, and he seemed to be struggling a bit on the top notes, but he held onto his mic stand while pacing the stage. He got back into the rhythm of things and was sounding good. Blake stood for him. Adam said something was going on in the beginning and he could tell, but he recovered nicely and nailed it. If you're enjoying the commentary so far, please make sure to thumb it up. You guys have been so great. I really appreciated the last few videos. You have really gone to town with it. And even those of you who thumbed it down, thank you very much for just engaging with me and doing something, but I do prefer the thumbs up. Of course, if you are loving the commentary and you're looking forward to American Idol, please, if you're not subscribed, also make sure to just subscribe and share this video. Share this video on your Twitter, Tumblr, Reddit, and any other social network sites you may have. They did announce that Rihanna, Bruno Mars, and The Killers, and also Kelly Clarkson will be performing on the Elimination show tomorrow night, and they also said they're going to have some surprise guests. Blake also invited Cassadee's family to his house along with her her boyfriend. And Blake Shelton and Cassadee did a duet on Steve McQueen by Sheryl Crow. And this was okay for me, you know, just a nice breather between the action. It was cute when she picked up the bullhorn to do one part of the song. I really liked that. It reminded me of like kind of Friends just doing an impromptu jam session. It was just very relaxed and laid back. The cast of 1600 Penn made an appearance and got on camera to talk about their show, which was making a premiere kind of after The Voice. Then TeamBlake, Terry McDermott did his reprise breakout song. He did I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner, and he definitely redeemed himself for tonight on this performance by doing this song again. He was much more concentrated and present, and I really enjoyed the performance. Christina said his work ethic was great, and she mentioned that she's sure his voice is tired from all the performances he did tonight and the rehearsals and everything. And I was thinking the same thing. It just sounded like he's kind of struggling and straining a little bit. Even though he has those top notes, there is always that time when you're just tired and you're really having a hard time. And he just sounded through both of these performances like he was just, you know, he's at the end of his rope. He is really ready to just have some rest. So get that man some Ambien and let him get some rest, y'all. Ceelo also had Nick and his parents and son over to his home to chat, and him and Nicholas David did a duet on Play That Funky Music by Wild Cherry. And this was a circus going on, just like Ceelo always loves, with, you know, the aerialists and girls and what looked like cages and all that good stuff. And it was very enjoyable. Nick didn't really hit the melody of the song a lot, but he did his own thing on it. And they even had a mini-me Ceelo. That little boy was so cute, and he was pop locking it and things. He was doing it. It was just very funny. It was very cute. His name was Milo. Milo, I like you, bro. I like your style. He was dressed just like Ceelo. It was just such a cute little segment. Okay, and for the final performance of the night, we had Cassadee Pope doing Cry by Faith Hill. And this was a serious set for her with just a whole... You just gotta watch it. It was just gorgeous. And that dress and the train on it, oh my God. Okay, so I was like, is she being set up to win this thing, you know? And I felt like this was like the winning performance of the night, just with the setup and the placement. You know, she got the pimp spot, but she also sang the heck out of it. She wasn't that strong in the lower parts, but sailed. She just sailed and was fierce on the higher parts of the song. This was infused with passion and very well executed vocally and emotionally, and Blake stood for her naturally. Adam said she accomplished everything he hoped she would accomplish in this competition, and she did a great job. What did you guys think of the performances tonight? What did you think of the timing? I felt like it kind of went by pretty quickly, but like when I checked at like an hour, I was like, God, another half hour to go. What they got to do left? What's gonna I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on in the world. Who do you think is going to win, and who do you think was being set up to win? Again, this is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I'm so glad you guys have stuck with me all of this time. Make sure to check out my originals playlist, and also always my recent videos playlist to see what's going on. I have Christmas material going up for you guys, so check that out and you'll see what's going on over all of my channels. All right, I am out. Peace.
Clickety clack clack, clickety click 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 right there, click right there, right there.